Hey guys, this is part 2 of the JM Scar V2 upgrade. Okay, I've wanted to do a high torque setup because everyone sort of concentrates on rate of fire and all that sort of thing, which I can understand in gel blasting. But I thought I'd like to try and do some sort of high torque get up where the rate of fire isn't important, but I'm trying to get as high as possible FPS in a gel ball. So I thought I'll try this Scar because it didn't score so well on the board, so I thought why not do it up. Okay, so so for a high torque setup, I got some high torque gears, SHS. They're 32 to 1s, and I was mucking around. I put them in. I put a normal piston in, and I found out that they don't work on a normal piston. You have to get a half tooth piston like this, and the reason being is that the sector gear here, try and get the angle right, these are running high on a high torque setup, and that's why you need this this lane, this half down here, all smooth, so that it clears there, so it'll spin or when it's in there properly, it'll spin around here freely on that side of the lane. So I found that out, then I had to wait for to get this piston. It's been a bit of a drama because it's nothing is sort of normal as to normal setups. So so that's what the half piston's for, so that those teeth there go around and don't engage here until the the piston gears engaged like that. Okay. There's another thing with this too, is when it engages, when I correct the angle of engagement with washer in the up here in the cylinder and so forth, to get it like something like this, it goes back, and when I put the retainer spring in, that's as far as it goes. Can't go any further, and there's still another tooth here to clear. So I'm going to have to work out whether to remove this tooth or should I remove the first tooth. I don't know what you guys reckon. I don't know if it makes any difference, but one of those teeth have to go, whether it's the first one or the last one, because that's full there. It can't go back any further, because I can see if I took that tooth out, that's already clear, it'll run. Or should I remove the first tooth so that it engages a little bit later? So anyway, I'll have to work that out. What else is there? Okay, yeah, so that's that. I have got a high torque motor. Okay, so I thought, all right, that'll just go straight in, but no. This is your standard motor, 460, to go straight onto that gearbox. But this motor won't fit into here because it's slightly longer. I'll show you here. Okay, so they're even at the top, but look how much longer they are at the bottom. So I know a guy who does some 3D printing, and he printed me up this motor mount. He's done a pretty good job too. Okay, so I had to wait for that to be done, and I dare say that in here where that hole gets fixed onto there, I'm going to have to I'll probably take the spike out that hole sits through. You don't need it as much anyway, but I'll work something out, even if I have to put another long bolt and nut through there and countersink it in. But that doesn't matter, I'll work that out. So that's a high torque motor, and you can really feel the difference when you grab these and spin them. They spin pretty easy by hand. These are a hell of a lot harder. There's a lot of resistance to try and turn that. So obviously it's that, and those gears aren't going to be spinning super fast like normal setups, but that's not the idea. We're trying to get a lot of strength to a spring, and with spring sizes, I don't know what size we're going to use. I'm just going to start with something decent and just keep working the way up until the gels come out as shrapnel and then back off. And with the barrel, what I've got here, okay, so that's your standard setup that you get with the Scar. It's a really short barrel. This one I've made longer, and what I've used is where is it? I'll grab a piece. There's that many barrels around lately. Every man these dogs making them, and I heard about just grabbing some brass ones from a hobby shop. So before I go laying out all the money for all the fancy ones, I've got a couple of these. They're 7.2 inside diameter, which just seems to be a lot what all these other ones are. And the outside diameter is a lot smaller. So because of that, with hop ups and T pieces and such, there's see there, there's a lot of play. So what I've done is I've got plenty of alloy arrow shafts from my bow hunting. Don't really use these much anymore because I mainly use carbon, although for the recurve and so forth I'll use these. But anyway, I've got stacks of these, and it fits perfectly inside a 2315 size arrow shaft. And what I do, so that fits into that's got more meat, more solid, so it fits into the hop up and T-piece a lot better. Okay, I just hot melted that in, which is, I find, the best way, because you only need a hairdryer or something to loosen all that, some heat like that. No flames, obviously, you melt all this, but just a hairdryer up close, and it heats the hot melt up enough to release. So my concern was, being such a small diameter, you set a gel ball in here, and it's, most of it, the milkies, and most of it sits right up high. You can push it in, all right. And I thought, well, if the thing's coming out at high FPS, I thought, well, I'd want it to enter into here a lot smoother before it got tight. So I flared the entry. So I'll try and hold that there so you can see here. And being brass is soft and it works really well. It doesn't split. And the way I did that was just using this nail puncher's tapered. So you just put it into the end, put it on the ground, and give this a sharp tap with a hammer, and you just keep doing it until you're happy with the flare in here. And so the gel, a white milky, sits in here perfectly. It doesn't fall through. Half of it sits in there and half is out, and I figured that's got to be a nice feed, coming fast from the T-piece, nozzle blasting it into here, and then you know, obviously once it's in there, it'll just keep going on that 7.2 diameter. What else is there? Oh, someone asked me about what this barrel extension is that I've got, and all it is, it's just irrigation pipe. I was just looking for something to go onto the end of here, and it just so happens to work perfectly. It's both ends are the same of this, they're threaded at both ends. I just put a nut on that end and it fits nicely on here, and it's really, really tight to push on. Okay, that is strong as anything on there. And it's like that. And what happens is this barrel, this length barrel, comes up to about here. So I've got a variety of hop ups to use, and I'm just going to push it in. It'll go a bit further than that, and that's how I'm going to use it. So I can experiment with a lot of different hop ups to find which one's going to work best. Okay, and you know, I think that looks all right as a extension. It's a poly or nylon or whatever. It's as strong as anything, and you know, it's got the looks, I suppose, without spending the big dollars on anything. And I don't know what's going to fit there anyway. So what else? All right, I think that's about it. Gel Blasters Australia gave me this brown O-ring that they've just sourced, and they're putting in all their upgrades. It's a lot stiffer than the greens and a few other types. So I'll give that a whirl. They reckon it's the bee's knees. Right, I think that's about it. So in part 3, I guess I'll just show you different stages of this being put together, and hopefully it goes nice. We'll find out. I don't know what it's going to be like. So the only thing that's different is it's going to be a high torque setup. So high torque gears, high torque motor. Battery wise, I don't know whether it's going to be 7.4 or 11 volt. You know, I suppose it'll be fine with both, but we'll just experiment and find out. All right, guys. So I'll go ahead with that and keep you posted. All right. So thanks for watching. See yous.
Charlie, don't surf!